Good evening. Tim Henman gave British tennis so much to cheer about last year as he scaled further and further up the world rankings. But he made a habit of stumbling at the semi-final stage, 7 times in all. In '97, though, no problem in that department, as this week at the European Community Championships in Antwerp, Tim has reached his 3rd ATP Tour final out of the 5 events that he's entered. No doubt the highlight this year was his first tournament victory on the Rebound Ace courts in Sydney, just prior to the Australian Open last month. During that week, he put out Goran Ivanisevic, and then in the final, the in-form Carlos Moya. Well, standing between him and the title in Antwerp was the Swiss giant Marc Rosset. 6 foot 7 inches tall, that's just a smidge over 2 meters for younger viewers. He was the Olympic champion back in '92. He's currently ranked 23 in the world. His highest, though, was 9. That was back in September '95. And in case you're wondering about the red shoes, he's wearing them in honor of the Swiss flag. Make up your own minds if it's stylish or not. Well, as for Tim Henman, well, he's produced even the unexpected this week. But what more can you say about the British #1? It's all been said and it's all been written about him recently as he's launched himself into the spotlight. So it's Tim Henman against Marc Rosset. The final is the best of 5 sets. We join it at the start. The commentators are Bill Threlfall and John Barrett.
15-love.
So a great start by Henman.
Yes, very confident start indeed. Won the toss and elected to serve. Always a good sign.
So the tall Swiss man under pressure.
30-love.
And Henman, who hasn't been starting very well in the matches here this week. Playing still in those cycling shorts, Henman, with a slight groin strain. Many of the players this week have been suffering minor injuries.
Left versus. Out. 14-15.
Good idea, the lob. Henman very close to the net, which is where I think he'll want to spend quite a lot of the time today.
Yeah, I'm sure you're right. He is the all-court player of these two.
Left versus.
This backhand of Rosset's, on its day, it's lethal. Off its day, it's awful. So for Henman's sake, he doesn't get too many of those sort of returns.
Well, you were talking about his backhand. The forehand's looking pretty lethal too.
Wasn't bad, was it? Look where Rosset is. He's got to make a winner here. anywhere near Henman, and his court was wide open. Huge forehand this man has, really big.
Advantage Henman.
Better serve when he needed it, and that's been a feature of his play this week, finding the right shots at the difficult moments in the match. You always look for that sort of thing in a player, and the great match players have all got that quality.
Game Henman. First game.
So the serve, I think, Bill Threlfall, is going to play an ever increasingly important role in this match, because they're both good servers, but Henman hasn't been serving that well so far this week. He said himself he needs to improve.
You can say that again, John. In his match, I think it was against Clavet, and I honestly, watching that match, I despaired of Henman getting a first serve in. It just thundered into the net. It wasn't long, the serve. Almost every first serve went into the net. Having said that, when, as you mentioned earlier, when there was a really key point, somehow he managed to concentrate that little bit more and get the first serve in. But I don't know what his the end of that match, his first serve percentage was, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was in single figures. It was awful.
Well, I always say that one of the signs of a great player is that he can win when he's playing poorly, and Henman has certainly done that this week. He's played poorly by his own high standard set in Australia, where he won, of course, in Sydney, his first tournament success, and he's not reached anything like that form consistently yet this week. Perhaps he will today.